And Tom Baker hasn't been there in 10 years. It would behoove Learn to get off to a quick start until Baker kind of gets his sea legs, as you speak, out here on the lanes. Let's see what happens.
And such it was after Jim Jensen best nights.
And you got a little suspect with Learn. You know, he started his first match with 6 strikes in a row, and he's not had more than 2 in a row since then. So that's almost 2.5 games here since he's put together a string. So he could be struggling a little bit. Let's see what happens.
Tom Baker's had to wait a long time for 3 matches to be completed, and now the tournament leader comes out here and keeps things even after 1 frame.
Well, the bake's just an ideal style. You don't last as long as he has of it. He sets up here, nice smooth all the way through. Watch a pivotal arm swing right through, driving through. It's a position that he gets nice and solid with. Makes a great shot. You know, Baker, when he was really going well, Chris, in the early 80s, was really lived in the shadow of Mark Roth, Marshall Holman, Earl Anthony, and people don't realize he was one of the top 5 players for over 5 years until he had that wrist injury. It's nice to see him back. Let's see if he can capitalize on it.
7 titles in this long career, 43rd television appearance for Tom, 41-year-old pro.
And look at his all-time money list. I mean, he can crack over $900,000 for a guy you haven't heard from 10 years. So he know he can do it. Let's see if Learn can make the match even with a double.
Oh, really bumped that
the
sound.
8.
Head pin goes to sideboard. Temporarily, you see a 7-8 split, but he gets a fortuitous bounce with the 4. Takes out the 7. Pretty simple spare.
ABC prides itself in the many graphics, important and valuable graphics that we see on our telecasts. And graphic operator supreme, Bob Paventi, isn't with us because really damaged his ankle with 11 pins, not bowling pins in it, and he's on his way to recovery. So Bob, we all wish you well. No pain.
Oof.
Tom Baker strings 3 here in the championship match.
You know, when you're 41 years old and you've been in the winner's circle, but you've been away from it for 10 years, Chris, this is more of a, I think, an intellectual challenge for Tommy Baker than a physical challenge. He knows he can bowl. We all know he can bowl, but you have to believe it to stay among the top out here.
In 1981, he won 3 consecutive tournaments in a 4-week span.
Doesn't surprise me. Glad to see him back. Let's see if he can capitalize. Leads by 20, can make it 30.
One more time.
All right, a 4-bagger for the tournament leader, Tom Baker. More after this.
They test by AC Delco Automotive Parts. AC Delco, it's like buying time. Yard Machine, American made, American owned. And Kellogg's, with good taste, nutrition, and value, the best you each morning from Kellogg's.
Bob Learn is trailing by 30 pins. Strike, spare, strike, now shooting in the 4th frame, going against Tom Baker. Now trailing by 20.
Interesting part of Bob Learn's style is his footwork. He's a leg player. He's a powerful player. When Bob hits the foul line with his sliding foot sliding down the target line or pretty perpendicular to the foul line, he's in shape and his position in shape. When he gets up there sideways, kicks his right hip out, he throws the ball in any old place, and that's the reason he hasn't been stringing him. He's been erratic with his approach. Let's see if he can maintain it here, cut the lead to 10.
A 7. That's a first today.
Yes, sir.
Oh, he smokes those spare shots.
Well, the man who at one time owned 3 race horses, raced them at Buffalo Raceway, Batavia Downs, just as a hobby, can put together his 5th consecutive strike and open up a 31-pin lead, 5th break.
Oh, yeah. Those are the strikes that the founder of the PBA, Eddie Alive, loves to see. I know he and Peggy are watching back in Akron.
And Ms. Pearson, the VP
Linnea
of Business
Pearson.
Operations. Yep, just a wonderful complex they have here, Chris, with their bowling center, 68 lanes here and all the theaters.
Jay Swerdlow is the Vice President General Manager of the theaters. Now, he is halfway.
Don't count this man out. I like to call him Junior, and he's not going to roll over for Tom Baker no matter how many strikes Baker throws.
Bob shot a 247 today. To Jim Johnson's 246.
Just a little polishing of Bob Learn Jr.'s game in the approach area, Chris. I think will elevate him to another level. He's in the top 10 now. He pushed the top 5 up there with the Walter Rays. A little better approach.
He seems to make his single pin spares very exciting. Never flush.
Well, let's look at his technique. On the left side, he throws a straight ball at most of the 4s and the 7s, and if the pins around the pocket, he throws the hook. So he knows what he's doing, considers himself a good spare shooter, and obviously he's covered 3 up 3 in this match.
Strike in the 7th frame for Bob Learn. Now Tom Baker is up with 6 in a row, shooting in the 7th.
Tom Baker just showing how much talent's on the Professional Bowlers Tour. This guy, as well as he bowls, has been out here for 10 years and hasn't won. Can you imagine how good everybody is out here? You just got to come out and appreciate these players. You got to see them. Tom Baker with 32 sanctioned 300 games. Bob Learn with 50. Bob Learn can still win this match. Trust me, he has to strike out, and disaster has to hit Baker, but let's see what happens. There's a double. Bo, question. Yes, sir. Are you going to bowl this year, compete? I will do some bowling, Chris. I've been bowling in league with my 2 daughters, and not too bad, averaging about 218, but not enough to compete with these guys. Need a little more training. Now, Learn, possible 248. If indeed he strikes out, he forced Baker to at least mark, but Baker's thinking 300.
That look of disdain, take that. No. 3 in a row. 8 in a row. Three more.
All right, Chris, you see the little high five Bob Horn gave Baker?
Yes,
that
yes.
secured the match. That strike secured a win. Now it's, can he finish with a baker's dozen for
AC
$100,000?
Yes, AC Delco will be proud. And Jim Johnson was off here in the establishment. He's just come over to take a closer look. Let's watch.
Oh, God. Oh, good. I'm back.
My, oh my, partner. Do it awfully well.
Look perfect. Well, it'd be in the 270s, but he wanted that $100,000 now. The winner here today will get $48,000, and some of the incentives to go with it, they'll make it a pretty good payday to the winner. So.
You're right, Chris. He'll be in that $75,000 to $80,000 range.
Really?
And that ain't so bad.
278. 5 and a 10. The AC Delco Classic champion. Tom Baker, Buffalo, New York.